What is the first thing when you think about gods? Worship, adoration, gifts? Well, actually, that is not the first thing that I have in mind when I think about dragon gods. Dragon gods are completely different than whatever you ever heard of ordinary gods like Odin or Zeus or Yahweh or whatever. Dragon gods are completely different. They are very personal as well. They are not only the creators of life in itself, but they are also your personal guide, your personal not only creator, but the one that is actually responsible for your life and your 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 path that you are doing in this life and beyond this life as well. It's not just a God that is far away from you, that you have nothing in common with. No, in fact, you are the direct child of that God, in this case, the dragon God. But how come that your faith is not human? Because dragons are not here anymore. They are not in flesh and blood. So you now have to be born as something different. And what is the highest else than a human being? And that is why you are born as a human here, but not alone. You are born with a God, in this case a God, the creator, the creator of your path, the creator of your life, the creator of everything. But they are not that far away as you think. And what also can happen inside of your path, that you can have encounters with your dragon god. Not that they will reveal that they are your god, but that you will have encounters inside of your life. Because you know what dragon gods are very good at? Shapeshifting. They are very good at shapeshifting and infiltrating inside of the life that you have. I have many stories that I can say that I or even my loved ones have seen strange encounters with people that they don't never met, and yet they have encounters with humans that infiltrated inside of their lives out of nowhere. Well, in fact, my brothers and sisters, you know, my goddess in this case, my goddess is very, very good in infiltrating, but also very good in shapeshifting. As she was used to be worshipped in Babylonia, very long time ago, before all of these religions, and she could be seen as sometimes as a woman, but a woman with a tail, a woman also with wings, and that was something that they never saw before. So they worshipped her as not only the creator of everything, because everything that you see is still her body, but yet she can come before us as simply as a human or as a dragon or maybe something in between. And that is how she is seen as the most of the time, something in between. She has breasts like human has, but she also has a tail like the dragon has. So the features from both sides. And that also the dragon gods are very good at is actually standing in between you and your dragon guardian. They are standing in between there because you as a human being, you are very much confused. Your soul is awakened, your dragon soul is awakened, and you might not know what is going on. And your dragon might be too fast into this. So what dragons are is not human. They are not at all human. But we are still have some of a human inside of us. So sometimes the dragon gods interfere inside of our dragon's path, and that is what my dragon goddess did. Many years I was awakened, I didn't even know that the dragon gods exists. Years later, she came in between us because I was confused. I didn't know anymore how to continue this path, and so Tiamat came before me, and not only just as a dream, but inside of my bedroom, and all of the dragon gods are very, very powerful. So sometimes they just don't want to interfere inside of your path, but sometimes it needs to be. Your dragon by your side is basically your dragon guardian, your dragon angel, the angel that is supposed to watch you, the angel that's supposed to guide you in this life. And sometimes angel can mess up, and so in this case, your dragon god, the god or the goddess, needs to interfere to put you in the correct direction. But what your dragon god is very good at is not only shapeshifting and coming before us in different ways, but also to understand the human ways. The dragon gods very much understand how humans are, and of course she very much understands how her own children are, the dragons. And so she knows how different it is, the different what the conflict is within yourself, because that is what a dragon witch is. They always have conflict within themselves. Their draconic self and their human self are always into conflict, and that is also where Tiamat or the other dragon gods can interfere in to end this conflict with peace. And like I said, the dragon's path, and once you are awakened, it's not an easy path, not at all. And that is why I was so sometimes angry and upset when people speak so lightly about the dragon's path or draconic Wicca or being a dragon. And no, being a dragon is not at all like being a human being. Even though you are completely the same from each other, you are still going to have a lot of conflict with each other. Dragons know what they want. They are very direct. They are very strict teachers, but also they can be very lovely at the same time. They can be very peaceful at the same time, and yet they can be also very protective. You know, that is what dragons also are, very protective. And that is also something that lives within you, but in a more human way. And sometimes your guardian, your dragon guardian, don't understand that. Why are you doing like this? Why are you not like you used to be? Like, I know your spirit, but you are different now. And your dragon might be upset with this. And that is also where your dragon god interferes into explaining not only you who are confused, but also your dragon guardian who is confused of how your behavior is. How your dragon spirit is not the same like they used to remember. It's, of course, you don't have to be afraid of that they will leave you because of this. No, they know that it's you, and they have they had a vow actually to remain by your side. It's like in this movie Aragorn. I'm sorry to talk about this. Oh God. But in some fact, whenever you are born with the mark of the dragon eye, you are connected and you are forever with each other. There is nothing like I'm going to leave you. That is not how dragons are. Dragons don't leave you. They are not humans. Like I said, they are completely different. They are not leaving you, but you have the mark. You have the mark of the Trinity. You have the mark of the dragon's eye, and that is why with that mark you are the same with your dragon. So they will not leave you. And the third one with the mark of that is of course your dragon god. So you have 3 times of dragons: the dragon spirit, the dragon guardian, and the dragon god, and you will not leave each other. Of course, sometimes you can have conflict. That is how it is. It's not that that you have to agree with everything that they are saying. Of course not. Sometimes you can have conflicts with each other, and it can be very difficult conflicts, and that is how difficult your path is going to be. It's always going to be conflict, but if in the end you love each other, you are connected to each other, and you are basically the same with each other, so you are one power. But your dragon god can interfere sometimes, and that is in most cases you discover who your dragon god is. Whenever your dragon god is interfering inside of your dragon's eye, because they are basically the third dragon with your dragon god also has the mark just the same as you have, and that they are sometimes intercoming in between each other, in between you and your dragon, explaining to you or your dragon guardian what is going on, because they are the creator of your dragon eye. And that is the most of the time you discover your who your dragon god is. And of course, the dragon god will also be different from. It depends who you are. They know you very much more than you know yourself, because you are a child of him or her. You are the direct child of the dragon gods, and so they know you very, very much, and they know how to approach you. And sometimes they approach you in a more direct way, or sometimes more in a mysterious way, sometimes more in a lovely way, sometimes more in in a more strict way. In a more intense way, you can say sometimes. In most cases, the dragon gods appear before you as half dragon or half human, and in this case, you're half dragon and half human. And in your dreams they might come as an entire dragon, and before here in this world, here in flesh and blood, sometimes they can appear before you in human form, and that is what I've seen a couple of times. Even your loved ones can see and approach your dragon gods as human beings here in this world, like everyday human beings can be the creator of all. And that is what I have encountered inside of my dragon's path. They have so many ways to come to you. They can come before you as an animal, as a simple fly, even that you are completely like, oh, this fly, it's like you're talking to me, and everyone is saying you're nuts, you're crazy. But in fact, that is true. Your dragon god can come before you as a simple fly. That is how they can come to you. But they are, in fact, their true appearance is that of the dragon. And that is something that you can feel as well. That is something that you should also rely on your feelings and your instincts. So if there is a conflict between you and your dragon, or even a conflict between your own spirit, then in many cases, your dragon gods will be there to end that conflict, so that it will be much more clear what is going on. In my first year, it was not clear at all. And because my dragon god did not interfere, did not come, I thought it was only my dragon. But I was actually happy with that. Only the dragon. It was something like, whoa, my life was completely upside down. And then there was much more to it. Then I could know the very first time that I've encountered a god. Of course, I cannot say this to the world. I'm not saying this like I know how that sounds. I'm not saying this like, oh, I encountered a god or I encountered a dragon. I never said that. Never said anything like it. I know how it sounds, and I know that the majority, like 99% of this world, has no dragons by their side. I know how it sounds. That is why I'm reaching out to you, my brothers and sisters, because I know that you have a dragon god by your side, and not only a dragon god, but that you are born with a dragon eye.